You recently caught up with a father and son from Hampshire, rather special father and son actually. Jonathan Le Bon, yes, brother of the famous Simon, was on board Drum when she capsized in 1985. And now his son Jordan is taking part in his first Fastnet.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing it this year. I'm really excited about it. First time.
Now, how old are you, Jordan? Because I think you must be one of the youngest people out there.
I'm 20 years old.
And you've got another young crew member on your boat as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we got another 20-year-old racing on our boat. I'm really excited. He's actually Polish.
Tell me about the rest of the team and what your team name is.
I'm racing for a boat called Batfish, and it's Bill Blaine's boat. It's 7 crew, and we're really, really excited about it this year. It's the first year this crew's done it. We've been training a little bit. I'm quite excited but scared at the same time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, obviously this is quite a scary race. It's had its ups and downs and thrills and spills in the past. What sort of training have you been doing?
A lot of drills and mainly just knowing where everything is. Obviously, I've done quite a couple of races with them already, and we've competed 3 or 4 times as a crew. But this time we're mainly doing it for a charity, so we're doing it for Sale for Cancer.
Oh, brilliant!
So,
yeah,
we're really excited to give, and hopefully we'll compete at the same time and do well.
How much money have you raised so far for Sale for Cancer?
£7,000.
Oh wow!
Which is quite good. Yeah.
Excellent. How many people are how many are in the crew on the Fastnet boats?
7 people.
Gosh, not many then.
Yeah.
Also, we've got your father here,
Yeah.
Jonathan Le Bon, who, now, Jonathan, you were on that fateful race with your brother, Simon Le Bon.
Oh, it collywobbles when you say fateful race. Actually, fortunately, nobody was seriously injured on that race. We were all rescued safely and taken ashore. So,
But there's that fantastic picture of Simon's boat, Drum, upside down, with you all clinging to the top.
we capsized, yeah. We lost the keel on the manacles just off Falmouth, after we'd also had other problems with the steering mechanism. It was really, I can remember working, you know, as I was at that time 20 myself, so it's quite interesting.
Oh yeah.
30 years later on, my son's doing the same race that I did when I did my first Fastnet when I was 20, so it's quite exciting for me watching him get on and do that. So I can remember working extremely hard to get the boat prepared for the race, and, you know, working very late at night, and a very wise crew member told me just after we started to go and lie down because he could see I was tired, and I think you know, once we'd started, the watch system, we had watch partners, so my first few hours of the race before things really started to happen, I was probably tucked up in my bunk sleeping for a bit to recover from preparing the boat for the race, which was great actually, because it meant I got up, I was quite lively and awake and leaping around the boat. It was a slightly larger boat than Jordan is going to be racing on, and we had rather more crew members. I think we had 25 crew members on that boat for that race, and we also had a mast in the vessel which we were very unsure about. So in a way, there was some good things came out of the fact the boat capsized, because the mast was the boat was salvaged by a fisherman and towed inshore, and they smashed the mast on the seabed, because at that point the boat obviously drew about, I think it was 30 metres or so, 35 metres, with the mast upside down with all the sails attached. Then we managed to re-salvage the boat back ourselves. You know, I have to be completely straight and honest here. It was nowhere nearly as bad as I think it was a 79 Fastnet where they lost 13 lives. That was, you know, so in a way it was, the conditions weren't that bad, but it was a newish boat, and it was really the workup for the boat to do the Whitbread Round the World race, and it had a lot of teething problems, and they all started to come home to roost during that race. We towed the boat back to Moody's boatyard and refitted it, put a spare mast in that we had, which was actually better than the one that we had on the Fastnet, and got the boat ready, race prepared for the start of the Whitbread Round the World race in September. So it was an amazing turnaround, unbelievable. I mean, it was fantastic to see everyone work so hard on getting the boat ready to race around the world. You know, a few months later, and the boat went on to do many, many other ocean races with me on board. as well as that. So it was a fantastic, amazing project. You know, it was something superb, and it was kind of handled by the captain, Skip Novak, who seems to thrive in these situations of
disaster and
well, not disaster, but very tight time schedules and things like that. He's very, very good, and he was brilliant in that case. And we got the boat ready for the round the world race.
I was going to say that it's quite impressive that everybody got straight back on the horse. And
straight back on the horse, I'm not sure about that, because obviously after an accident like that, some of the crew were really traumatised, and particularly a couple of the crew members which were trapped inside the boat. A couple of which decided that they weren't going to continue with the project and the campaign after that. I myself actually went off down to Gibraltar and did a trip down there, and then I organised a trip with some other people, bringing a boat back from the Far East back to Europe, which was an amazing trip. So I didn't actually get on the boat for the round the world race, but I was there for the Fastnet, so that was good.
So if you had one word of advice for Jordan, who is about to take part in his first Fastnet race, what would it be?
Enjoy it, because these fantastic moments in our lives we will remember forever. And even when it's pouring with rain and freezing cold and you're wet through to the skin, it's sometimes more about the achievement and actually about taking part than winning. So it's something very, very, very special, and I think he's going to thoroughly enjoy it, and it'll be a test of his mettle as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they fare on the jolly good ship Batfish.
Jonathan and Jordan Le Bon talking about their Fastnet experiences.